I'm wearing a haunted library sweater and I'm making a haunted house. As you can tell from the outfit that I'm wearing today, I'm gonna be working on a Halloween sweater. Last year, I ended up doing the pumpkin sweater where it was like half green and half black. You know, it was like a green and black and it was half and half. And I do have that pattern on my Patreon if you are interested in downloading it and then, like, you know, making it for yourself. This year, I have a whole new idea that I have been like sitting on since probably May. To be fair, I think I had this idea last October, but I only really had time to make one project. This year's project is going to be a spooky haunted house. I just really like this concept and I have been waiting all summer to start making this project, so I'm really excited about it. Let me just show you the yarn that I bought. I have it in this bag. It's my little Halloween bag. I got this at Spirit Halloween and it's so cute. The main color for this project is going to be this vibrant purple. I like had this vision and this sweater had to be purple and it had to be this purple. If you remember from last year when I was making the jack-o'-lantern one, I was so adamant about how I needed a certain type of green. Like, it couldn't just be like a regular green. It had to be a bright, spooky, kind of slimy, creepy green. And I did find it, and I think it was called Guacamole, also by Loops and Thread, but this year it's this purple, which is also by Loops and Thread, and the color is called Grape Punch. I did buy 3 skeins of yarn, and there's this one here because last night I got a little antsy and I started working on it. This is how far I've gotten. But look at how beautiful this is. Like, this is like that spooky purple that I love. I did buy 3. I was gonna buy 4. Don't think I'm gonna need 4, but the reason why I didn't buy 4 in the store is because die lot number. The 3 that I bought were all the same die batch. So the same date, the same color number or SKU, whatever you want to call it. They were the same. This is the new Loops and Thread packaging. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like with this font, and I love the font. But this is what it looks like now. And the other, there was more than just 3 in the store, but the other ones were their old packaging. So this was made in 2023. The other ones, I think one was 2022 and the other one was like 2021. And when I like put the 2 yarns together, the coloring was off. Like, you could actually see it with your eyes that the coloring was off. So I just stuck to the 3 that were the same. Should I probably waited and bought 4 of the same? Probably, but it's too late now. I was buying yarn that day, so I did it. The other color I will be using is this black. Now this one here, do I have the tag? Yes, Lion's brand, Pound of Love. I love this yarn. It is so nice to work with. I wish they had way more colors than they do. They don't have a lot of colors, so I'm just going with the black for this. I got this out of it, I got this out of it, and there's this I don't want to talk about. Lots of yarn from that. I'm not going to need that much. Other color I bought was this green, and now this green is different than the green that I used for my other project, the, you know, the pumpkin one. This one is the Impeccable Loops and Thread. Like I said, this is the old packaging. They switched the packaging. This one is called Jasmine Green. I really like this because this is more slimy. When I mean slimy, you know what I mean. So I thought these 2 would look really great together. And then I also got this yellow, which is by Loops and Thread. I used it for something else, and for some reason I just don't have the label. It's somewhere. I probably should just show you the image I'm gonna make, and then all the colors will make sense. On my handy dandy iPad, I want to Procreate. I'm gonna be making this. I'm going to be making a spooky house. So the green is going to be for the windows, the black is obviously for the house, and then the yellow is going to be for the moon. Now, I was kind of going back and forth of what moon I should go with, because I was also thinking about just doing that one, but I feel like there's so much going on over here that over here just seems a little blank. So that is why I decided to put like this big spooky moon. And also, this isn't like the final picture. I think I have to edit it maybe just a little bit more. We'll see. But I think I might want to put little bats everywhere, but I don't want to crochet the bats in because I feel like that's just going to be a little time consuming and it might not turn out the way I want. So after I'm done making the image, stitch in some bats with some yarn. We'll see about that. But this is the idea. This is the front panel. The back panel is going to be plain, and the sleeves are also going to be plain. As for the collar, cuffs, and ribbing, I'm also not too sure what colors I want to go with. I don't know if I just want to stick with the purple, or do I want to do it green, or do I want to do it black? I'm kind of going towards the black because I don't want the focus really anywhere else but the front of this. I think that pretty much sums up this. this project. I just have to really get into doing it. So let me just get right back into crocheting this project. By now, you probably all know that I love doing tapestry projects. It's fun. I enjoy it. You can see it coming together. The one thing that isn't so much fun is the king rat situation of it all. That, like, you know, every 10 minutes I have to stop crocheting and detangle this. And then sometimes I'm like, I'm not going to detangle it. And I keep going and going and going. And then I just get to the point where I'm like, I can't crochet anymore because it's just such a disaster. Also, I've gotten like maybe a quarter of it done. Like yesterday, I got all of that done. I was just in the crocheting mood and I did so much. It's finally time for me to add the moon color, but then I kind of got into like a dilemma and I wasn't too sure what color to go with. Now on camera, this is picking up more vibrant. It is not vibrant. This is the butterscotch one and it's very pastel. This one is actually a little bit more oranger in person because I want to stay with the same brand of yarn besides the black, but that's like the same thickness and it's fine. But the colors, I want to stay with the Impeccable Loops and Thread. There is one more color. There is one more yellow, which is called Lemon. This one's Sunny Day. This one's Butterscotch. And then there's a Lemon, which I think is not as pastel as this, but more yellow than this one. Like, I don't know. This one's a lot more orange to the eye. Part of me is like, oh, I can go to Michael's tomorrow. I think I'm just gonna go with this one. This one's too pastel. It's just not gonna work. I think that's gonna look really good. Again, for some reason, this is picking up as teal on my camera. It is not teal. This is like a vibrant green. I think this is the color I want the moon to be because it's that spooky orange yellow moon from the 90s. The 90s aesthetic of Halloween, the one I grew up in. I just thought I would give an update. I was standing here doing another video, which is already out. It's this one where I made this cute bag. And yes, this pattern is on my Patreon. Anywho, oh, look at that. Actually looks really cute. Ooh, right about there. Okay, this is cute. It's so hard to see, like when you're crocheting something and it's like in your face, you can't really see it. You have to like take a step back. So that's kind of why I'm showing you this right now. What I do like about this design, the windows, they're like a little askew, like they're not perfect, like in line, like especially this window up here. That just adds to the creepiness of this. Right here, I'm just a little bit concerned because it looks very like on an angle and I want it to be of a round kind of moon. I think that the yellow for the moon, good choice. I picked a good choice because part of me was like, ooh, should I go to Michael's? Should I check out the lemon color of yarn? I was kind of thinking about it, but I'm like, no. Old 90s with like the big yellow moon. I feel like this is the right yellow. So this is looking pretty good. I'm kind of hoping to finish the house today. And then after that, it's just all the boring stuff where I just have to do single crochet panel for the back. And then I think I do half double for the arm. And then I attach everything together and then put the ribbing on. This is the funnest part. And like you can see, remember how I was saying that this is more vibrant green? You can see how more vibrant it is. Whereas when I'm shooting on my phone, it just gives it more of this pastel look, which is not what I'm going for. Just realizing right now, because I was filming the other one and it was a Halloween one, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wear my haunted library shirt. I'm wearing a haunted library sweater and I'm making a haunted house. I did decide I'm going to put a ghost right here. I'm gonna just work on that today and that's pretty much the update for now. Here's something that I just kind of ran into. Number one, I'm just looking at the moon and I really don't like this. But if you look, like that's how I kind of planned it. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it off and maybe make it a little bit more rounder here. I was kind of thinking, no, I don't need to do that. But if I come over here to this ghost, this purple here is supposed to be black. It's supposed to be the line of the roof and it's not there. And sure, it doesn't really make a difference, but I notice it. So I'm just gonna take all this off. I know I'm being a drama queen about this and I don't need to do it. I'm pretty confident that I'll have time to finish it because after this piece, it's just some sleeves and a back panel and that I can get done. So yeah, I am going to frog it and take it apart to about there. Sometimes it just doesn't work out and you can't really see it. Like you can't see what's going on until it's on here. Cause like on the Procreate, it looked fine, but it actually crocheted just didn't look quite right. So that's okay. I want this to be perfect for me, so that way when I do put this on my Patreon, it'll be perfect for you. So yeah, I'm just gonna crochet. It's fine. I took a nap today. I'm good to go. I'm just gonna crochet until I go to bed. This moon is like stressing me out. Like I just can't get it to go around. Like I added here, added a few little dots there, but it's just... I got to here and then I started going in and it was just too much on an angle. Like it looked like a triangle. Everything else looks pretty good. It's just this moon that's throwing me off right now. I think what's gonna have to happen is I'm gonna have to take this whole row off and like add an extra stitch here. I don't know, just kind of eyeball it. It's not turning out the way I want to. One of my favorite parts of doing this is when I know I'm done with the color, I can just snip the yarn and I don't have to worry about it anymore getting tangled. It's just one less strand of yarn that I have to worry about. So this is a little ghost. I finished the little ghost. I think he's so cute. I did put the little eyes in. I was kind of thinking about doing the little googly eyes. If you saw my last video, I made a bunch of little ghosts and I put googly eyes on them. Only problem, the eyes are meant for teddy bears and stuffed animals. So in the back, there's like the button comes out to here and it's a little point. So that would be kind of uncomfortable to wear. I opted out of that. I think the little eyes look super cute. Still worrying about this moon though. I think I kind of got it. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. I'm having real difficulty with this moon right now. Oh, I don't know. It's looking very lopsided and I think it has to do with like down here, but it's already done. I've already done it. Like if you look here, it's very straight, even though on here it looks like a circle. Didn't really translate onto the crochet. It's fine. I'm gonna try my best to make at least this look more circular and I'm just having a real trouble with it. This orange is stuff that I've added. I was already at the top and I had to take it all apart. So the orange is stuff that I've added as I've went on thinking, okay, well, I need to add a little bit more here. It's not really translating right. I'm just gonna go row by row until I feel like it's made a real nice circular shape, and that's all I can do. Wish me luck. Hopefully I can get at least the moon done today, because then after the moon, it's pretty much smooth sailing because all I have to do is just make the back piece and the two arms and I don't really gotta do anything fancy with those. I cannot wait for this moon to be crocheted. Let's see where we are. I got the back panel done last night. Got the back panel done. This is looking way more blue. It's very purple. I got this done. Look at how good this looks. Okay, this looks looking a lot better than I thought. I spent so much time on this moon. So much time on this moon. I must have spent easily 2 hours just on like this part. I spent like 2 hours because what would happen is I would do the whole row and then I would come back and then I would do it and then I would go and I'd come back. I'm like, I don't like it. Take all of that off, redo it, hate it, take all of that off again, and that was pretty much it for the moon. It did take me a really long time to figure it out. Right here, I kind of wish I would have done that a little bit better. It looks okay. Like, it looks okay now, but like when I was like doing this circle up here, I was getting like a weird line, and then it was looking too boxy, and I really just couldn't figure it out. I figured it out. This is what it looks like. In hindsight, if I would have known I was gonna add the ghost, I think I would have put the ghost down and over like just a little bit. Like I think I would put him like right here. And in order to do that, when I thought of the idea, I would have probably had to take part all of that right there. And I was not gonna do that. I am actually gonna be working on the other two arms. Now, here's the thing. I don't think I bought enough yarn. Usually I buy way more than I need in yarn. In my head, I'm like, okay, I need 3 skeins of yarn. That should be enough. No, so I bought a 4th one. And now working on it, this is how much I have of the 3rd one, and I have a full 4th one. I don't think it's gonna be enough. This maybe could make the sleeves. I don't know. I need to do 2 more sleeves. I need to attach them together, and then I need to do the ribbing. And my initial idea was to make the ribbing purple. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with that now. I don't know if I want to do like, you know, the collar part, which I think I'm gonna do a pointed collar because I really like those. And then like the cuffs and the bottom ribbing, I was just gonna do all one shade of purple. Like it was just all gonna be purple. But now, I don't know if I wanna do that anymore. Well, the collar, I think I was always gonna do black, but I really like the green as well. But I think I'm gonna do black. So I think I'm gonna divert from my original plan. The original plan also had the collar as black, but I think I'm gonna do the cuffs in black and the bottom in black because the black I used is the Lions brand Pound of Love. And I have so much of that yarn left that I'll be able to get everything done that I need to get done with that color. And the purple, I think I'm just gonna be able to make it. So we'll see how that goes. It's yarn roulette. Will I have enough? Do I have to go to Michael's to get more? I will soon find out. Today, I ended up buying a 5th skein of yarn because I'm like, I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to finish the sleeve, and then I have to take into account that I have to attach them all with the same color. Well, this is all I have left. That's it. That's all I have. And I still have another, I think, 1 or 2 rows to go just on the sleeve. Note to future Michelle, when you do a project and use a color, like the main color is like the entire thing, I'm going to need 5 of these. Not 5 full ones. Like I'll probably end up using like maybe a quarter of this one. I would have 100% run out before I finish this sleeve. So it's a good thing I went and I bought this one. And it looks like it's the same color because, you know, dye lots and whatnot. I was gambling, but I think it's gonna pay off. All 4 pieces are done. I was kind of hoping to get them all done yesterday, but here we are. So I'm going to attach them all today and maybe even start the ribbing on the bottom because that always takes the longest. But here we are. I got these new little clips, which are so much easier. They're for sewing, so I use them for sewing and for crocheting just to keep them where they're supposed to be. Literally, if you look at this, I only needed yarn for like this much left of the project. But also I do need the yarn to attach everything together. So with a yarn needle, I'm going to attach all the pieces together. Put it all together. This is what it's looking like. And I ended up doing black on the bottom. Good move. Good move. I really like it. It breaks up the purple. I think if I would have done the purple on the cuffs and the bottom, would have been a little bit too much. I got half of it done yesterday, which is so exciting because the bottom ribbing takes forever to do. So I'm just going to finish the ribbing on the bottom. I'm going to finish the cuffs. I'm also going to finish the collar. I'm going to get it done today, which I'm really excited about. I thought I was going to be a little bit more stressed out. I mean, we'll see how the night in the evening goes on. I might get a little stressed out, but for the most part, I really like the black border. This is why you try things on. I cannot get my head through the neck hole. This is it. This is the sweater. This is how I'm gonna wear it now. Tried it on. I pinned it. I took it off. I've never had this problem before. I undid it. I clamped it back into where I want it to be. I put my head somewhat in it. This is good now, I hope. It's done now after my fiasco of trying to put it over my head and it not working out so well, but here it is. I think it turned out exactly how I wanted it to turn out. The collar though is giving me a little bit of problems. I think I might redo it. I know I say I'm done and then I'm like, well actually I'm almost done, but here we are. I think the collar, what I want to do is I just want to bring it in just a little bit. I even might just tie it, which I did, but it did its own thing. Anywho, I can fix it. It's no big deal. I just don't want to undo it again. Here it is. I think it's so cute and I am so happy I went with the black trim. I know it's not a big deal. I was contemplating of going with the purple. I'm like, okay, I'll just do the whole thing purple. But now looking at it, I think it might have been a bit too much purple had I done the entire thing purple. I think this house looks really good. Also, the moon, I'm so glad I finished it. Oh, that was an ordeal. That was something. When it comes to circles, crocheting circles can be just a tad bit of a nightmare, and that's what I ran into. But now, like, having it on, it's gonna stretch down, and I'm gonna, like, pull it down as well. The moon definitely has a little bit more shape because I was really concerned about like right here, but now looking at it, it looks very circular, whereas before it was like very like angular. And I'm really happy I went with this moon because remember, I was thinking, do I want to go with the crescent moon? And I think the crescent moon would have also worked. I think the big yellow moon, I don't know, I just really like it. I really do like the ghost. I think that if I didn't put the ghost here, this would have just seemed very plain. I think it would have worked without the ghost as well, but I think putting the ghost there just adds something here because the black on purple, I didn't really realize, like in person, it's very distinctive, but I don't know if it's just the camera that's like tricking me. Like the purple kind of blends in with the black. I knew that that was going to be a little issue. I think I knew that going into it. And then as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and then I quickly just forgot about that plan, was I was going to add little bats. I don't think I need to put little bats. I think the ghost makes up for it because if you look at it, where would the bats go? Like a few little bats here and that would be it. I also kind of wish that I did something down here, like a fence or something, and now thinking about it, I kind of want to just do a whole graveyard. Why does this always happen? Next year, I might do a whole graveyard scene and make the whole thing gray or something and put little tombstones and little fences and maybe a cat or something. Wow, I'm already planning next year's Halloween video. I'll write it down in my notes so I don't forget. Also, like, here's the back. I mean, nothing too special. I was kind of thinking about maybe putting a ghost here, and then I was done the back panel. I'm like, huh, I forgot to do that. I mean, I could have done something on the back, but I just like everything here. And then I was also kind of thinking, do I want to put like ghosts all up the sleeves? So that was another thing that I was thinking of, but you know, I just wanted to like simplify it, because what if I put too much and then I'm like, this is too much. With all of the colors, obviously purple was the main color, the black, green, white, yellow. I didn't even need a full skein of yarn, and even the black for the cuffs, I still didn't need a whole skein of yarn for that. The purple yarn, I needed 5. 4 completely used up. Like I needed 4 plus like a little bit. So that's the problem, is that if you're gonna make this, which I will have the pattern on my Patreon in the next few days because this video comes out and then I gotta work on the pattern. This gets done like a day before the video comes out. So, you know, you gotta give me a little bit of time to make the pattern, but I did want to release this earlier in October, so if y'all want to make it, you have time to make it, even though, you know, if you're like me, you'll wear this all year round. So it doesn't really matter what time of year you make it, but for those who want to make it for this season, I will have the Patreon graph pattern up this week, hopefully earlier in the week. We'll see how, like, you know, making it goes. It also took me 28 hours to make this. Because it is a tapestry project, because there's so many things that have to go into this project, 28 hours is pretty good. I think I'm getting better. Like I'm getting a lot quicker with my times. I think last year at this time, if I were to make this, it probably would take me well over 35 hours to make. There's that information. So the adjustments that I made is usually when I go up, I do 72 rows. I ended up doing 74 rows, which doesn't make a huge difference, but I see it because a lot of times, I don't know why, like I like them cropped, but I forget that even though that they're cropped, they ride up a little bit, especially if like I bend down or like sit, like it does move up. So I decided to make it just a little bit longer. I don't think I'd want it any longer than this. And then for the ribbing on the bottom, I did do 10 single crochets down for the ribbing, and also same for the cuffs. I give this, let's say a 9 out of 10, because the moon, ooh, that moon, just like literally, like I know I mentioned this, but this part right here took me like 2 hours to like problem solve. This was my last year's project. So I think I've come a long way from just making a face to making a full-on haunted house. Also, I really like this green. Should I just use this green for the house? No, I like how bright and vibrant that is. So we'll just put that there. I think that does it for this video. If you're new to my channel, like sewing, thrifting, crafting, and of course crocheting, why not hit the subscribe button? You can follow me on my Instagram, TikTok, and of course my Patreon, where this pattern will be available as soon as I can finish writing it. I think that's it. See y'all. Have a good day now.